Good morning, students. Good morning, students. In the last class, we discussed about what are the limitations of the dimensional analysis. Limitations of dimensional analysis. Next, what are the rules for writing the symbols of SI system? We discussed in the last class. Now, in this class, how to measure the length, how to measure the mass, how to measure the time we will discuss. Point is clear? First one will be measurement of length. To measure the length we will use meter scales, or you are using 30 centimeter scale, 15 centimeter scale, like that you are using that one 10 centimeter scale, I think so. Then what will happen, what is the minimum value we can measure by using that device will be, that scale will be 0.1 centimeter. If you convert this one into meter, 10 power minus 3 meters. So the minimum value we can measure by using the meter scale will be 10 power minus 3 meter. If the value is little bit more accurate, if you want to find, then we will use a device, vernier calipers. By using vernier calipers, 10 power minus 4 meters, 0.01 centimeter, we can measure very accurately. If you use screw gauge, all these will comes for you in the practicals, or they may come in the earlier classes also for you. So using screw gauge, we can measure minimum value as 10 power minus 5 centimeter, 0.01 millimeter. Understanding? So all these are called as the least count of that device. The least count of meter scale is 0.1 centimeter or 10 power minus 3 meter. Least count of vernier calipers is 10 power minus 4 meter. Screw gauge least count will be 10 power minus 5 meters. Clear? Now, what is the smallest unit of length? Means that value will be equal to Fermi, 10 power minus 15 meter. 10 power minus 15 meter is called Fermi. This is the smallest unit of length. To measure the radius of the nucleus, we will use this unit Fermi. Next, largest unit. Largest unit to measure the length will be parsec. Parsec means 3.26 light years. This will be called as the parsec. Light year means distance traveled by the light in 1 year time is called as the light year. 3.26 light years, that will be called as the parsec. That is the largest unit to measure the length. Smallest unit to measure the length will be Fermi. 1 Fermi is equal to 10 power minus 15 meter. If the object is very long from us, how to calculate the distance of the object, what is the method? To measure the very long object's size, to measure the very long object's distance. If the object is very small, how to measure its length? Everyone we will discuss. Next point will be very large distant objects, just like moon, sun, different planets, different stars. How to find the distance if the object is very long from us? To find that distance, we will use the method parallax method. Parallax method means, for example, I am observing an object by closing my left eye. It is appearing here in front of me. If I close this right eye and open this, I will observe there is a small shift in the position of that object. Actually, object will be there only. Vision is due to a mixing of these two eyes. Light rays coming from these two eyes. But what will happen if I observe the object only with right eye, only with left eye? I can feel, or you can feel, you people will feel, there is a slight change in the position of the object. That will be called as the parallax. Here what we will do is, here that particular planet is there, for example. Here a particular planet is there. From a particular position, we will observe the object through telescope. For example, object is viewed from SDC PU college. We observed the object from one college. Next, we are shifting the telescope to Degree College. Our degree campus is little bit nearer to us. We are shifting this telescope to this, and again we will observe the same object. So, same object is observing at two different places. From two different places, we are keeping the telescope here and observing this planet. And keeping the telescope here, we are observing this planet. This distance already we know. Let us assume this distance is small d. Let us assume this angle is theta. This distance is capital D. This capital D distance we had to measure. Clear understanding? This capital D we had to measure. If it is D, because it is a straight line, obviously it will be also equal to D. So angle is equal to arc length by radius. From that formula, theta is equal to small d by capital D. From that, capital D is equal to small d by theta. This theta value we can measure using the readings of the telescope, and d value already known for us. By substituting these two values, we can measure the distance of the planet from the earth. The point is clear? Distance of a particular planet from earth we can calculate using parallax method. Next, how to measure the diameter of that object, of that planet? What is the size of the planet? To measure that, what we have to do is, for example, this is that particular planet. This is the planet. I am observing from here, same position. I will observe this end first, and I will observe this end first. This will be the diameter of that planet. Understand? Already this we know, already we measured here. I am assuming this angle is alpha. So, telescope is focused initially at one end. Later, slightly telescope is displaced from the same position. We are coinciding the crosswires of that telescope to here. This will be equal to diameter. Same alpha is equal to diameter by capital D. Using this alpha we can measure. D already we calculated. From that we can measure the size of the planet. So to measure very large distances, we will use the method parallax method. Parallax method, particular object is observed at two different positions, then theta is equal to capital small d by capital D. From that, this distance we will calculate. Using that distance, again we can measure the size of the planet. The point is clear. So this is the method we will use to find the long distances. Next, very short distances are there. How to identify that one? See, estimation of very small distances. Nothing but this is size of molecule. How to identify? Now latest techniques are came, electron microscope is there. So like that nowadays we will easily measure. These are the olden methods, some olden methods, some 17th century, 18th century. How the scientists are not that much of latest equipment is not there. At that time, how the scientists are measuring size of the molecule, like that it will be there. So we are taking oleic acid, some acid. What is the molecule size of that oleic acid? We had to find out. This oleic acid of concentration C we are taking. Oleic acid of concentration, any liquid, any solution of concentration C we had to take. Then in a big trough, water we had to take. In a big trough, water we had to take. Understanding? On the surface of the water, we had to spray charcoal powder. On the surface of the water, we had to keep charcoal powder. That charcoal powder will comes to the upper layer of the water. Understanding? Now, what we had to do is n drops of oleic acid is poured on this charcoal surface. Point is clear? Using a spray, n drops of oleic acid that will be sprayed on that charcoal powder. That charcoal, that oleic acid will be equally distributed along the surface of that layer. Then thickness of that oleic acid is equal to n into V. I am assuming V is the volume of each drop. So n drops are keeping, so n into V, its concentration is C by A is area of the drop. So by substituting all these values in this formula, we can measure the thickness of that layer. Thickness of the layer is nothing but size of the molecule in oleic acid. Like that, we will find the thickness of molecules using this type of methods. Actually, these are old methods, and now these are outdated methods. Initially, how they are finding, I am discussing. What they will do? They will take oleic acid of concentration C, and they will take water in a big trough. Charcoal powder is sprayed, is kept on the upper layer of the water. This charcoal powder won't come down, it will form a thin layer on the water surface. Now, n drops of oleic acid is sprayed on the charcoal powder. This oleic acid is uniformly spread on that charcoal powder surface. Now, thickness of that oleic acid means that is nothing but size of the molecule, each molecule in the oleic acid. N drops wheat sprayed, each drop volume V, concentration is C. So NVC, total volume it will comes by area of that drop, that will be equal to thickness or size of the molecule. In this way, we can measure thickness or very small distances. We can measure. What is the smallest unit of length? What I told, Fermi. What is the longest unit of length? Parsec. Next. How to estimate the mass? Measurement of mass. Up to now, we are taking online classes only, live classes only I am taking. First time what happened is, because of this sometimes technical problems are coming, because of very busy work of the students, sometimes they are not coming into online also, though we are keeping the recorded videos after that. I thought first one time we will do like this, I thought. So, next recorded, pre-recorded, and we will post that videos in the WhatsApp group. Measurement of mass. To measure the mass, we will use simple balance. To measure the mass, what we will use is simple balance. We will measure the mass. Smallest unit of mass. Smallest unit of mass is AMU. Atomic mass unit. This is the smallest unit of mass. This value 1.67 into 10 power minus 27 kg. That is the smallest unit of mass. Largest unit of mass is CSL. Chandrasekhar limit. Actually, this is named after our Indian scientist Subramanian Chandrasekhar, nephew of C.V. Raman. In respect of him, they kept this unit CSL, Chandrasekhar limit, 1.4 times of mass of the sun. 1.4 times of mass of the sun will be called Chandrasekhar limit. The point is clear. Using this, we can measure. This is the largest unit of mass. So, if the mass, what is the general, what we will use device to measure the mass is simple balance. If the masses are very high, find the mass of the earth, find the mass of the different planets. There, we will use gravitational methods. Gravitational methods we will use to find big masses. Big mass is there, means very big mass is there. Those masses we can measure using gravitational methods. Next, very small methods, masses are there. Very small masses. Mass spectroscopes will be there. Using these devices, we can measure very small masses. Very small masses are measured by using mass spectroscopes. Very big masses are measured by gravitational methods. For if the mass is measurable, means we will use very moderate value it is having. We will use the simple balance to measure that mass. Smallest unit and largest unit. These are the units. Next, measurement of time. Next will be measurement of time. What is the, how to measure the time means how we will measure the time? All of you tell me how we will measure the time. We will use clocks. We will use clocks to measure the time. Understanding? Next. Clocks, what they are measuring is time difference they are measuring. Now the time is 8. After 10 minutes it becomes 8:10. The time difference that we are measuring using a time, that is also a relative. Now here, now the time is 10. There in USA the time will be different. So it is not an absolute quantity. Time will be, means what will happen means at different places, depending on the movement of the time sun, these time values will changes. Okay, time difference we are using clocks. So standard clock will be CCM, atomic clock. This will be the standard device to measure the time. CCM, atomic clock. This is the standard device which will give accurate time at any place. Next, after finishing of this is about measurement of mass, length and time. After finishing of this, what is meant by error? Next topic, what is meant by error? Okay, how we will define the error? Error means the difference between measured value and true value is called error. The difference between measured value and true value, that will be called as the error. What is the meaning of that? See, acceleration due to gravity. Second lesson is started this motion in the straight line. In that acceleration due to gravity term will come. Acceleration due to gravity value will be 9.8 meter per second square. In CGS system, that value will be 980 centimeter per second square. Point is clear? Acceleration due to gravity value 980 centimeter per second square. We will use a device named as simple pendulum to measure the length. So simple pendulum, by using a simple pendulum, we measured the G value. This value came as 972 centimeter per second square. Actually, true value is 980 centimeter per second square. What is the measured value? 972 centimeter per second square. So, what is the difference between them? 980 minus 972, 8 centimeter per second square or 0.08 meter per second square. So, like this. So, this will be called as the error. Point is clear? This is called as the error. Understanding? the difference between the measured value and true value, that will be called as the error. Next, what is meant by accuracy and what is meant by precision? What is meant by accuracy? What is meant by precision? We will discuss. The closeness of a measured value. The closeness of a measured value with true value is called accuracy. The closeness of a measured value with true value is called accuracy. What is the meaning of that? See, same example we will take. Acceleration due to gravity value in the SI system 9.8 meter per second square. This is the true value. First we measured the G value. It came as 9.72 meter per second square. Again, next time we measured the value. Once again, we repeated the experiment. It came 9.78 meter per second square. Once again, we did the experiment. Now we got 9.89 meter per second square. Again, next time I measured 4 times. I measured 9.68 meter per second square. So I want to find the acceleration due to gravity at a place. I used simple pendulum. 4 times I measured the values. 4 times 4 different values are came. Here what is the error? 9.8 minus 9.72, 0.08. Here 0.02. Here 0.09. Here this value will be 0.12, like that. So where error is minimum in any reading, that will be called as the accurate value. So among all these, you observe this value. This is very close to this value, true value. Then this is called as the accurate value. Understanding? Accuracy means what? Closeness of the measured value with true value, that will be called as the accuracy. Next, after finishing of this, what is meant by precision? Understanding? Measured value is very close to the true value, actual value. We can say that is accurate value. Next, what is meant by precision? How we will define the precision? It is the it gives the minimum value that can be measured by an instrument. It gives the minimum value that can be measured by an instrument that gives the precision. For example, meter scale, you take meter scale, what will happen? What is its least count? 0.1 centimeter. Next, if you take the vernier calipers, 0.01 centimeter. If you take the screw gauge, its least count will be, this is meter scale. This value will be 0.001 centimeter or 10 power minus 5 meters. So in this, so what it is giving, precision means most accurate device. Most accurate device, what is there? That will be called as the precise device. So in all of this meter scale, vernier calipers and screw gauge, which will give more accurate reading. There is a chalk piece, this one. Find its length. I measured using scale and I said its length is 2.6 centimeter. Same chalk piece. I used using a meter scale and I said the value is 2.6 centimeter. Vernier calipers, we said we measured, value we got is 2.64 centimeter. Using screw gauge we measured 642 centimeter. Like this we got. So precise device will give more accurate values. So among meter scale, vernier calipers, screw gauge, which will be the more precise device means screw gauge. Understanding? It gives the minimum value that can be measured by an instrument. Okay? Next, after finishing of this,